you can now apply for Canadian visit visa and a student visa, because those are the visas which are making it easier for people to relocate to Canada. So the news are now with us that the Canadian government is allowing people on a visit visa to apply for jobs, also apply for extension of their visa for a longer time. So now, if you manage to get a Canadian not a work visa, a visit visa, which I know many people give it different names. You can ask your question in the comment section, but let me tell you, as you watch this video, don't forget to give it the like, because that is what gives fuel for these social media accounts. So go ahead and apply for visit visas, however long it is taking. I know the wait times have not been easy. There are countries where the wait times have been more than a year, and it's not easy. And if you've been using an agent, if you've been using an agent to apply for let me say a visa handler, not really an agent. If you have been using a paper handler to work on your visa, Canadian visit visa, I know sometimes it might seem that like they are taking you in cycles, but there's nothing they can do. Even the VFS Global itself, there's nothing they can do about the wait times, because they vary depending with the country, depending with the type of visa you're applying for, and a host of other related matters. So, for people who are watching in Kenya, the wait times for visit visa have been 365 days. As at time of checking today in the morning, the wait times have gone a little bit lower, 296 days. That is the average for the people who are applying for a visit visa. For student visas, they need to wait for 10 weeks. 10 weeks is like 2.5 months before you get a decision on whether you'll get the visa or not. So the people who are interested, go ahead and look at the other videos I've done on my YouTube channel about how to apply for a visit visa by yourself, or using like an agent, or using like an agent or visa application handler like a VFS Global, because those are the people who can help you to apply for that kind of visa. So I'm trying to bring something on the screen so that people who are watching on YouTube can see the news about the decision which was made about the visit visa. So you can go ahead over there. Sorry, you can head over there and see for yourself what you need to do, and what the news say about the visit visa for Canada. They are saying that foreign nationals in Canada as visitors can apply for work permits without leaving the country for at least another 2 years following the extension of temporary public policy announced during the first year of COVID-19 pandemic. This is all about COVID-19. COVID-19 has brought some disruption in terms of the workforce in Canada, and they were not able to fill the positions which were vacant during that time. So they brought a policy whereby if you are on a visit visa in Canada, you are able to apply for a work permit, and it's not necessary you leave Canada so that to your home country or to another country, so that you be able to change or change to a work visa. So take advantage of this thing, because these are things which come once in a lifetime. And COVID-19, I know it was a disadvantage to some people who wanted to travel during the period of 2021, but now it's bringing some advantages to some people who are already in Canada. And for a person who is watching outside Canada, you can also take advantage of this opportunity, apply for a visit visa and a student visa. Those are two types of visas which are easy now to get, and they have added advantages, because you can use it as a pathway for you to get what we call a permanent residence, and onwards to getting your citizenship. So I want to read questions, both sides. You can write your question if you're watching on the side of YouTube, or TikTok, because I'm on both sides. Names are not rematched. I don't know what you mean. How can I get a Canadian visa and how much? You just need to make the application. Make sure that you have a good bank statement. And if you do not have anyone you are visiting in Canada, you can visit through conferences. And I shared with you a website where you can check for conferences and apply for them. Which then again, after you get the conference, has allowed you to visit Canada. You've been accepted in the what in the conference. You can then go ahead and apply for a visit visa through either VFS Global, which is a visa application center in different countries of the world. I am looking for another question. How can I get a Canadian visa? At your visa ni bala. Yes, I know. If, for example, I have been successfully selected in DV lottery and my ID and documents in high school, I did not get your question. So try and write it again. Is Talent Quest agency a registered and legit agency? I'm not so sure about it. I will not talk about agencies. Visit visa is not the same as a refugee visa. Those are different types of visas. You need to get the difference. Who is asking? User 3818. What are the requirements for a visit visa? One thing you need to know, you need to have a reason for visiting Canada. One can be a conference, or you are attending like the different types of fairs. Can be an exhibition, can be you can be visiting your relative there. Depends with the reason you want to use. But for most people who do not have relatives or friends or family in Canada, you can use the what you call the conferences. That is the easiest for you if you do not have any relative. The other thing you need to know, you need to have a bank statement which has enough money to support your stay in Canada. If you are traveling alone or you're traveling with family, that will drastically change the amount of money you'll need, and the number of days you'll be visiting Canada, which will change the amount of money you'll need in the statement. What is the other thing? The other thing you'll need, obviously, you'll need a police clearance certificate. That is obvious. Medicals, do your medicals. Also, don't forget that you'll need a passport which has enough pages and is valid for travel. Another question. If attending conference, can they ask for bank statement? Definitely, you'll need a bank statement to apply for a conference. Can you give us a website for conference? Just Google. You can just Google all conferences. All conferences alert. All conferences alert.com. You can Google that and see whether you'll get a conference. And about conferences, I usually say apply for a conference which is related to something you do. Because, for example, if you're a teacher and you're applying for a conference in engineering, it might present many questions you need to answer at the embassy. Because why are you attending a conference in engineering and you are a teacher? Unless you are teaching engineering. But if you are a general teacher, you just need to apply conferences related to the occupation. Your occupation, if you are a doctor, you apply for conferences which are related to your profession or what you do. So I hope you get it. But there are those general kind of conferences, so to speak, which almost everyone can attend. And for example, there are conferences on HIV and AIDS, and we know HIV and AIDS it's a big problem, mostly in Africa. And if you say that you want to visit Canada on a conference on HIV and AIDS, or something related to that, or health, or anything which is general in scope and in nature, you can answer that in an easy way. If you have been selected DV lottery and the ID name documents in high school are not matched, it is a problem. You need to get an affidavit. Go to the local court or to a lawyer and seek for guidance about how you can get an affidavit so that it will not bring a problem. One can use the 2 pages passport to apply for Canadian visa. Yes, you can. It just needs to be valid. just need to be valid and has enough pages for them to stamp. Is there differences between visitor visa and refugee seeker? Sikusikia vile umesema. Those are two different types of visa, and the visit visa is the commonest pathway people use. Then you seek the other while already in Canada. Hi, bro. Do you know any agency whom I can use to Canada? Let me give you some clarification for those people who are watching on YouTube and those people who are watching on TikTok. I know we are many on TikTok, so I'll request you to get the likes to at least 5,000 so that we continue answering the questions. I want to answer that question as I wait for you to tap the screen continuously so that we get at least 5,000 likes. Can we do that in one go? Najua mnanisikia, and that the only way I can know that mnanisikia is by tapping the screen continuously so that we get to at least 5,000 likes. Because TikTok is a platform which requires people to keep on tapping. If they don't, the algorithm senses that it's like we are not engaging or something of that sort. I want to clarify about agencies. For those people who are listening on YouTube, people who are listening on TikTok, I want to clarify about, I want us to get to 5,000 so that we talk about agencies for Canada and other countries, because that is a talking point which we need to, it's a pain point which we need to address in some of our videos. Where are we? We are at 2.6. I wish everybody on the other side of the screen could be tapping so that we get to at least 5,000 likes in one go, so that we can continue with our discussion. How long does Schengen visa take? I want to talk about agencies for Canada. Where are we? We are 3.9, so we just 1,000 likes, then we continue. I'll talk about Canadian visits visa, how long it takes, because that is something I've already talked about, but there's no harm in me repeating. Have we reached 5,000? Thank you. We can hold on the liking, the tapping, so that I talk. I want to talk about agencies for a start. Let me jot something down so that I don't forget. Agencies for the Canadian government has licensed just one international agency, which works on paperwork, which is called the Visa Application Center for Canada. Or what the other agencies do, they just help you with paperwork, because I know not everyone has a good paperwork, so to speak, to process the visa for either Canada or any other country. So what they do, the other people who call themselves either agencies or any other name, what they do is just that they handle your paperwork. The only visa application center we have in different countries, and in this case, for people who are watching from Kenya, the only visa application center we have is VFS Global. And sometimes if you find yourself, you have all the paperwork, you can process all these things without even using like an agent, like an handler. And if you are proficient yourself, you can also visit VFS Global if you want to get more information. The VFS Global is somewhere opposite. It should be Mudangari Drive, somewhere opposite Safaricom Center in Nairobi. Opposite Mudangari, should be along opposite Safaricom Center. For those people who know Nairobi, or you can use Google Map to get the exact location of VFS Global, and you can go there and ask them questions concerning visit visa to the country, to Canada specifically. They also handle visit visas for countries like some like 6 countries in the Schengen area. I'm not so sure about the 6 countries, but I know there are 6, the ones they handle. So any other question? I want to talk about the length of time, the time it takes to process a visit visa for Canada. A visit visa for Canada varies from country to country, so to speak. And I have done another video where I showed you the processing times for a visit visa to Canada. Those people who are watching on YouTube, I want to show you how to check the processing times for the different types of visas. And in this case, we'll start by checking a visit visa for like a country like Kenya, and for someone who is applying from outside Canada. So you just go to this website, canada.ca, then you go to this tab, the one I'm showing you right now on YouTube. You can go later on if you're watching on TikTok. You can later on go to YouTube, and my YouTube name is just Jackson Mwindi. Then you'll be able to see how to apply for or to check the processing times for the different types of visas you might be applying for. Sawa sawa watu wangu. But right now, let me see, just a moment. Visit visa from outside Canada. You select that one. Then where are you applying for? You write your home the country you're applying for. For those people who are applying from maybe Qatar, Dubai, United Arab Emirates, the processing times might differ. But for those people who are processing from Kenya, the processing time for visit visa right now is that it changes. Today is date 20. Today's date either 2nd or 3rd March 2023. You'll need to wait for 296 days for a visit visa. Sawa sawa. How long does conference visa take to process? That is a visit visa. Definitely, you'll need to wait for. You'll need to select the country you're applying for and the type of visa you're applying for. Then you'll get the number of days. But as it today, the time is 296 days. That is almost a year. Can I apply on my own without an agent? Sure, you can. That is something people have been doing. And if you check the website, canada.ca, there's always guidance. There's guidance on how to apply for different types of visas, student visas, visit visas, temporary types of visa, humanitarian, compassionate cases, different, like a family reunification visa. And all the information is on that website. You just need to go to the website and read for yourself. If you are not so how do I put it? English is running away from me. If you are not thorough, if you don't know how to apply for the visa yourself, you can engage the services of maybe like VFS Global, or if your paperwork is not properly worked on, you can engage like a paperwork handler, the ones who call themselves agents for Canada, but basically they are paperwork handlers. I'm trying to see whether we have another question. There is someone advertising jobs at Canada. Is he legit with visa free? I don't know. I'm not so sure. I don't know him. Am I supposed to have an agent? Depends with you, but I've just told you can. Some of these things, it's possible for you to work on your own. Kindly, can you give us the agency which deals with Canada visas here in Nairobi? You can use Elisa Travel Agencies. They do paperwork for a Canada visit visa, and they are located in Thika, near Safaricom Center in Thika. Yeah, you can use them. Elisa Travel Agency, and I gave some people their number. And if you go to my videos, the ones I've done about a reliable travel agency, you'll see I've also shared their number. But what if your conference is soon? Can they process it faster? No, unless it's not possible. You just need to look for a conference which is a little bit further away, because right now the wait times for visit visa is 296 days. We never know, because we are hoping that the Canadian government will make a blanket decision on the pending visit visa applications, because there's a very big backlog, and the blanket decision can be either blanket denial or blanket approval. So you can weigh your options. Sawa sawa. I'm trying to see whether we have another question. People are watching on YouTube. You can also ask questions. I'm also able to see the questions you have. But what if your conference, or I've already answered that. I went to biometrics on last week, Friday. So how long do I check on the process, please? Just know that you'll need to wait for 296 days, unless there's a policy change or something like an expediting kind of a decision made by the Canadian government. Okay, I've already answered that. Are there visa interviews for work visas? Work visas, the processing time is a little bit shorter than a visit visa. That is what we call, you can just select what we call economic immigration. Then you select the type of visa you are looking for. For example, if you are looking for like a skilled workers federal application, you just need to select that one, then see how much time it needs. And from my end, skilled workers on the federal class, they need 31 months. The decision is 31 months. That is like 3 years. It's a long time. That is the effect of COVID-19. It has increased the time, the processing time. It has increased the processing time, so to speak. For those people who are processing through the provincial nominee program for whatever province, the average wait time, if you are on the express entry pool, the average wait time is 11 months after you have submitted all the documents which are required. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay, I know people have so many questions. I'll not be able to answer them. I usually like my live videos not to be longer than 30 minutes. I'm already 30 minutes in. And those people who are watching on YouTube, you can ask questions even later on. I usually get to my videos and answer questions about visit visas, different types of visas for Canada. Are there interviews for student visas? It's just that the wait time might be long for you, depending on the visa you're applying for. But I'm trying to check for you. Like I've just told you the wait times for a student visa. So let me tell you, study permit from outside Canada. But let me tell you one thing. I usually tell people apply for the easiest visa for you, and in this case, the visit visa is one thing you can explore, because one thing, the Canadian government has extended the time you can work on a visit visa in Canada to another 2 years. So that means like we'll have the whole of 2023, the whole of 2024, and somewhere at the start of 2025, that is when they'll make another decision about the work, if you can work on a work visa without having to exit the country and apply for another type of visa. So I want to show you something. Someone is saying me to repeat the duration of a study visa. The duration for study visa is 10 weeks. The processing time for the average, that is the average, can be longer or can be shorter, depends on how you present your documents, on how fast you present your documents. Also, the time which is involved in between the visa application center processing your documents and the time those documents get to the embassy itself, that time is not counted. So 10 weeks as average time is time from the date they receive your documents and the day they make the decision. Can be shorter and in some cases can be faster. So thank you very much. I've already shared a link whereby if you are a student who is planning to study in Canada and the US, you can, with financing, because financing, I know it's one of the biggest challenges for our students. And the embassy requires you to show like proof of financial ability to support yourself in Canada or in the US. You'll need to fill the form I've already shared in my TikTok and in my YouTube channel, whereby you'll get a financial support to study in US and in Canada. And with that, I want to exit on YouTube. Thank you very much for those who've been with me. We can meet in another video, and you can also check other videos in this channel. Thank you very much, and have yourself a good day, a good evening, depends where you're watching.